Welcome to the Enigma Vault, a place where curiosity meets the unexplained. Thank you for joining us as we dive into another captivating mystery in this episode. We're thrilled to have you with us as we explore the unknown, the unexplained, and the utterly fascinating. In this episode, we'll be exploring one of humanity's most profound and timeless questions. What happens to our souls when we die? Everything around us, including ourselves, is made up of energy. And according to the laws of physics, energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. So what does that mean for the essence of who we are? If our energy continues on in some form, could that be evidence of an afterlife, or at least a deeper layer of existence beyond death? Tonight, we open the vault on the mystery of the soul, transformation, and the possibility of life after death. The universe operates on the fundamental principle that energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. This principle, known as the law of conservation of energy, is a cornerstone of physics. It tells us that the energy we see around us in all its myriad forms is part of an eternal cycle. From the radiant energy of the sun to the kinetic energy of a flowing river, energy is constantly shifting, changing, and evolving. We see this principle at work in the birth and death of stars. Massive clouds of gas and dust collapse under the force of gravity, igniting nuclear fusion and giving rise to new stars. These stars live brilliant lives, burning for millions or even billions of years until they exhaust their fuel and die in cataclysmic supernova explosions. In death, they scatter their elemental remains across the cosmos, seeding the universe with the raw materials for new stars, new planets, and perhaps even new life. Even within our own bodies, this principle is at work. The food we eat becomes the energy that powers our cells, fuels our movements, and sustains our thoughts. Every breath, every heartbeat, every flicker of consciousness is woven into this grand tapestry of energy and motion. But what happens to that energy when we die? What becomes of the essence of who we are, the soul? When the body shuts down, where does the energy that once animated it go? Is it simply a byproduct of biological processes, or does it point to something deeper? Something that transcends the physical? Across cultures and spiritual traditions, many believe the soul is eternal, a spark of divine energy that continues its journey beyond the limits of our earthly form. If energy persists, could it mean our souls persist too? This question bridges science and spirituality, inviting us to explore the mysteries of existence through multiple lenses. We don't have concrete answers, but we can explore the cosmos for clues. By looking at the stars, galaxies, and the fundamental forces that shape everything, we might just find some answers about what existence really is and what happens to the soul. The universe is huge and full of mysteries, and every discovery brings us a little closer to figuring out where we fit in. Let's examine some captivating possibilities. Black holes are enigmatic objects in space that devour everything that crosses their path. These cosmic giants are the ultimate mystery, a place where the known laws of physics break down. They are formed when massive stars collapse under their own gravity, creating a point of infinite density known as a singularity. The boundary surrounding this singularity is called the event horizon, beyond which nothing can escape. Despite being the fastest thing in the universe, not even light can break free from its grasp. Imagine our souls drawn into these cosmic whirlpools, trapped forever within their singularity. The idea is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. What happens to the essence of who we are when it encounters such a force? Are we obliterated, or do we become part of the black hole's enigmatic nature? Some scientists and philosophers ponder whether our consciousness could somehow survive this journey, transformed into something beyond our current understanding. Some theories suggest that information, the building blocks of our experiences and memories, might be encoded within a black hole's event horizon. This concept, known as the holographic principle, proposes that all the information contained in a three-dimensional space can be represented on a two-dimensional surface. In this case, the surface is the event horizon of the black hole. If true, it means that everything that falls into a black hole leaves an imprint on this boundary. If our souls are information, does this mean they are preserved, albeit in a form we can't comprehend? Could it be that our essence, our very being, is stored in a way that defies our current understanding of life and death? This idea challenges our perception of existence and the afterlife, suggesting that there might be more to our universe than we can see or measure. It's a chilling yet fascinating thought. The notion that our souls could be part of a cosmic archive, a vast repository of all that has ever been, is both humbling and exhilarating. It forces us to reconsider our place in the universe and the nature of our existence. Are we merely fleeting moments in time, or do we contribute to a grander, more enduring tapestry of reality? Our souls, once vibrant and alive, become part of something vast and unknowable, a cosmic library of existence. This perspective opens up endless possibilities for what lies beyond our mortal lives. It suggests that death is not an end, but a transformation, a journey into the heart of the cosmos, where we become one with the universe itself. In this way, black holes are not just destroyers, but also keepers of the ultimate secrets of existence. Light represents purity. It is the most ultimate symbol of clarity and truth. It is also the essence of energy in its most fundamental form. Throughout history, light has been a metaphor for knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. Imagine if, upon death, our souls could transform into light, becoming part of the very fabric of the cosmos. This idea isn't just a poetic notion, but a profound concept that resonates with many spiritual and philosophical traditions. This transformation would mean merging with the energy that powers the universe, the photons that travel across the vast expanse of space. This would allow us to experience the universe in its most raw and unfiltered form. This cosmic journey would be an eternal voyage, a never-ending exploration of the mysteries of the universe. This concept resonates with the idea of achieving enlightenment or nirvana, a state of pure energy and consciousness, free from the limitations of the physical form. It is the ultimate liberation, a return to the source of all creation. In this state, we would be one with the universe, a part of the endless cycle of creation and destruction, forever intertwined with the cosmic dance of galaxies, light, and energy. Heaven and hell, concepts deeply ingrained in many religions, might be metaphorical representations of energy states. Heaven, a place of joy and peace that could symbolize a high vibrational state where souls exist in harmony. Imagine heaven not as a place above the clouds, but as a state of pure, harmonious energy, a realm where consciousness merges with the universe. In this state, energy isn't confined by form. It doesn't age, decay, or struggle. It's free, vibrating at a frequency so refined that it transcends the limits of time, space, and matter. This energetic heaven is balance. It's stillness and motion at once. Thought without tension. Being without boundaries. A vast field where individual essence remains but is no longer separate from the whole. Some describe it as light, others as love, but at its core, it's energy in its purest, most unified form, no longer bound to the body or the laws of physics, but still existing, still aware. Maybe that's the soul's return, not to a place, but to a state, back to the source, back to the current that flows through everything. Conversely, hell, a place of suffering, could represent a low vibrational state where souls are trapped in cycles of negativity and pain. If heaven is a state of harmonious energy, then hell could be seen as the opposite, a state of energy in dissonance. Imagine energy that's fragmented, chaotic, out of sync. It vibrates at a low, heavy frequency, restless, unbalanced, unable to align with the greater flow of the universe. In this state, consciousness might persist, but without peace. It could feel isolated, disconnected from others and from the source. Not because it's being punished by some external force, but because it's caught in a loop of its own unresolved energy, fear, anger, regret, or attachment. Hell, then, isn't a place of fire and brimstone. It's energetic stagnation. It's a soul stuck in patterns that resist transformation. A kind of spiritual inertia, not eternal damnation, but a space where healing and integration haven't yet happened. Just as energy can shift toward harmony, perhaps even this state isn't permanent. Maybe it's part of the soul's journey. A place not of final judgment, but of reflection, release, and eventual return to balance. And while these may just be interpretations, they provide an interesting lens through which to view the afterlife, through both spirituality and the principles of energy. When a physical life ends, the energy of the soul detaches from the body, but it doesn't simply vanish. It carries with it impressions, lessons, desires, unresolved patterns, and growth from that life. Reincarnation proposes that our souls are reborn into new physical forms, carrying with them remnants of past experiences. This is the soul's way of continuing its energetic journey. Each lifetime is a new expression of the same core energy, shaped by past experiences but not limited by them. The body changes, the mind is new, but the underlying energy, the essence, is carried forward. With every incarnation, the soul refines its frequency, gaining insight, shedding weight, and moving toward higher states of harmony and awareness. In this way, reincarnation reflects the same universal law that governs all energy. It doesn't end. It transforms, seeking balance, spiritual growth, and ultimately, unity with the source. Perhaps our souls, like actors in a cosmic play, take on different roles, learning and evolving with each lifetime. This cycle of death and rebirth offers a comforting perspective on mortality, suggesting that life, in some form, continues. It's not just repetition, it is transformation. Reincarnation is an elaborate spiral, not just a simple circle. These are just a few potential destinations for the soul, a mere glimpse into the vast realm of possibilities. The universe is full of mysteries we have yet to unravel, dimensions we can barely comprehend. Perhaps our souls transcend the limitations of our current understanding, venturing into realms where time and space hold no meaning. The journey of the soul after death could be far stranger and more wondrous than we can imagine. For example, consider a transformation through dissolution into universal consciousness. Rather than continuing as a distinct soul, the energy of our consciousness may dissolve into a vast collective field, a kind of cosmic awareness or source energy. Think of it like a drop of water returning to the ocean. Individuality fades, but awareness merges into something greater, unified and expansive. Perhaps instead our energy will integrate into the natural systems of the world. The soul's energy could redistribute into the living world, not as a specific being, but as life force that supports growth, movement, and change in nature. Your essence might help stir the wind, feed the roots of trees, or fuel the rhythm of the earth itself. Some theories suggest that after death, the soul transitions to another dimension, not as a reward or punishment, but as a shift in energetic resonance. Each dimension might have different physical laws, experiences, or levels of consciousness, and the soul's frequency determines where it lands. And then there is quantum dispersal. Inspired by quantum physics, this idea suggests that consciousness is a kind of quantum information. When the body dies, that information might scatter, not lost, but embedded into the fabric of space-time, influencing matter, energy, or other forms of consciousness in subtle ways. Creative manifestation is yet another theory we can explore. The soul's energy might take on a new role, not as a life form, but as a force of inspiration. It could become part of the energetic field that fuels creativity, innovation, or even the dreams and insights of others. In this view, souls don't just return, they resonate, shaping reality from behind the scenes. Each of these ideas blends spiritual and scientific thinking, not as fact, but as possibility. They're imaginative ways to explore how consciousness and energy might continue evolving beyond physical death. Do you have any theories that you would like to share? If so, drop a comment below and let us know. Your insights may help shed some light on the topic that may lead others to the information they're looking for. The question of what happens after death has preoccupied humanity for millennia. It's the one thing every living being faces, and yet It's the great unknown. We yearn to understand our place in the universe, to find meaning in the face of our own mortality. Death marks a boundary we can't see past. We don't know what, if anything, comes next, and the human mind naturally seeks answers to fill that gap. We spend a lifetime building a sense of self, our thoughts, memories, relationships, and achievements. The idea that all of that might vanish is unsettling, even unthinkable. Perhaps this insatiable curiosity stems from the very essence of our souls, a drive to explore, to know, to transcend the limitations of our physical existence. We want our lives to matter. Death raises the ultimate question, was it all for something? Wondering what happens after can help us make sense of what we're doing before. Religions, philosophies, and myths have shaped our views on death for centuries. We inherit these ideas, but we also test them, question them, and search for our own understanding. We don't fully understand what consciousness is or where it comes from. So we naturally wonder, if the brain stops, does awareness stop too? Or does something deeper remain? The search for answers itself is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. While we may never know the definitive answer to the question of what happens after death, the exploration itself can be enriching. And while we may not know what happens after we're gone, we do know that we are here now. That uncertainty can feel frightening, but it also gives life its edge, its urgency, and its beauty. The mystery of what comes next can actually push us to live more deeply, not less. Because we don't know how long we have, we're reminded to value time. Because we don't know what continues, we focus on what we can create, feel, and give while we're here. And because we can't control the ending, we learn to be present in the middle, in the small, vivid, ordinary moments that make life real. Living fully isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking better questions while you're alive. It's choosing love over fear, connection over isolation, and meaning over distraction, even in the face of the unknown. In a way, not knowing is what gives life its weight. If everything was certain, would anything matter as much? By contemplating the possibilities, we gain a deeper appreciation for the preciousness of life and the vastness of the universe we inhabit. May we all live our lives to the fullest, embracing the unknown with courage and curiosity. Our fascination with the afterlife runs deep, not just because we fear death, but because we long for continuity, meaning, and connection. It is a testament to our capacity for wonder, our desire to find meaning in the face of the unknown. We can't easily accept that something as rich and complex as consciousness could just vanish. The idea of an afterlife offers the hope that who we are, our thoughts, memories, and love, somehow continues. When we lose someone close to us, the pain of separation is profound. The afterlife becomes a place where reunion feels possible. It's a way of keeping that bond alive, even beyond the grave. The idea of nothingness is hard to grasp. Imagining an afterlife gives shape to the unknown. It's a way of placing a story over the silence, a light in the dark. We also sometimes look to the afterlife to serve justice. In a world where injustice and suffering often go unanswered, the afterlife can feel like a realm where balance is restored, where good is rewarded and harm is reconciled. These ideas are embedded in us throughout our lives through cultural and spiritual inheritance. From ancient myths to modern religions, nearly every culture has envisioned some form of life after death. We grow up hearing those stories, and whether we embrace or question them, they shape our imaginations. We are also full to the brim with existential curiosity. Humans are meaning makers. We don't just live, we want to understand life. The afterlife is the ultimate mystery, the question at the edge of all questions. It draws us in because it touches everything, who we are, why we're here, and what it all leads to. As we continue to explore the cosmos and unlock its secrets, perhaps we will inch closer to understanding the ultimate fate of the soul. Until then, the mystery remains, a source of endless fascination and speculation. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Enigma Vault. We hope we've sparked your curiosity about energy transformation and the mysterious fate of the human soul. If you enjoyed this journey, be sure to like and follow our channel. We've got plenty more episodes coming, exploring the most intriguing and thought-provoking mysteries the universe has to offer. Until next time, stay curious.